Hello guys, welcome again to my channel and thank you for watching this video. In this video I'll be guiding you through the checklist before you send an email along with few practical examples of writing an effective email with the mistakes people are doing and with the correct style of writing the content in the email. So stay with me and don't forget to subscribe this channel and press the bell icon so that you will get notified when I upload any new video in my channel. So welcome again and let's start, let's begin. So the first thing I'll be guiding you about the checklist before you send an email. Here in the screen you will see the checklist before you click on the send button. So the first thing is necessity. Before you click on send, you must know whether it is required to send this email to the recipients or not. Second is purpose. You must be knowing the purpose of sending an email so that the other people will act on the action item mentioned in your email. The third thing is scalability. So scalability is also an important point before you click on the send button. The fourth one is reliability. Reliability is a key thing. Rather, have you used any fancy fonts or any statement which is not grammatically correct, or have you written a meaningful content which can be understood correctly to the recipient? And enough text. Enough text doesn't mean you should write a long email, but enough text means the purpose of an email must be conveyed to the recipients. So these are the checklists, these are the 5 important points before you click on the send button. So you must verify all these 5 points before you click on send. So the next thing, I'll be showing you the practical example in this video, the practical example of mistake and how you can correct those mistakes and write effective email. On your screen you will see the example of mistake. Here you can see the subject hey, which doesn't have any meaning or purpose mentioned, and you can see the content hey, I need to discuss about one problem, can we discuss tomorrow? Thanks. So, if you are a recipient, what you understand from this email? Nothing, right? What is the problem? What is the meeting for? What is the subject? You are clueless. If you receive this email as a recipient, you are clueless. So, this is not the effective email. This is a mistake. Normally people do. And the next, you can see the correct way of communicating with a client or a team member. So here on your screen you can see the correct example. In the subject you can see important meeting required, impact on next milestone. So if you are sending this email to your client or your team member or anybody, by reading the subject line, that person know that this mail is important, meeting is required. Why meeting is required? Because the impact on next milestone. So this is very critical. So people will open the email and then you can see how the correct example has been written. Hi Mr. Jones, I hope things are fine at your end and you had a great weekend. You can see the first is hi, the second is greetings. Then the paragraph, this is to let you know that we are facing one technical challenge to achieve the functionality of book parking slot for a year. Due to limitations of technology, and so I would like to give you update about the possible impact on the next milestone, which will be after 2 weeks. So in this paragraph you can see the impact, the problem is correctly explained. What is the impact on the next milestone after 2 weeks, and what is the problem? Problem is technical limitations. So here it is clearly specified in single paragraph that the problem and why problem for discussing that problem, meeting is required. And the last one, you can say, it would be great if you can please suggest me a good time for the call tomorrow so I can plan my schedule accordingly. So here it is clearly written that please suggest me suitable time for you so that I can make my calendar or plan my calendar or time accordingly. Please let me know. So here, last two lines you can see the action item on the recipient, so Mr. Jones. So this is the correct format of an email. Now, another example of mistake I will be showing you, you can see on your screen where the subject is tomorrow meeting, and then hello, there is no name, nothing is specified there, and then you can see one big paragraph. Now I am reading that paragraph. Tomorrow afternoon, we will be meeting to discuss the status of all our current projects. We have not yet received feedback on several projects and milestones delivered. So here, mixing two things. One is meeting to discuss the status about all projects, and the other subject is we have not received any feedback on several projects and milestones delivered. Again, I am proceeding forward. Be sure to be available on time and be ready with the feedback on different projects. This completely mixture of everything, where time is not specified. There is no time specified in the email, but then still I am punching, to recipient, be sure to be available on time and be ready with the feedback on different projects. What projects is not mentioned. We'll be discussing about the milestones and dependencies on your side. This is again third thing mixing up in the email. Okay. So we'll also discuss about next critical important milestones in tomorrow meeting. So this is the fourth one, where this you are discussing about the project status, you are discussing about the feedback, you are discussing about the upcoming milestones or dependencies, and this is completely mixture of everything. Then current status of X1 project is this. We might have delivered the X2 projects. X3 project release will be delivered day after tomorrow. So you can see the single email has everything, clubbed into it with mixture of everything, which has no meaning, no time specified, no suggestions or the suitable time is requested to attendees or clients or team or whosoever is there. So this is a complete example of mixing of subject, and even in subject it is not impactful or effective, where people should know what tomorrow meeting is for, right? So this is completely ineffective email, the example of completely ineffective email. Now you can see the correct example of an email. You will see on your screen that the subject, you can specify project name, where you can define project 1, project 2, project 3 or X1 project or X2 project, like that. And you can mention weekly project status report. Hello everyone, I hope things are fine. See you again. Here, whenever you write an email, you must address people. Hello everyone. So this means you are attending everyone, and everyone must be into, not in CC. I hope things are fine at your end. So this is also a greeting you can write in any email. As planned and agreed, herewith I am sending you the weekly project status report, which contains the current project status of all running projects. So you can make such kind of document in which you can mention the project name with the status of each project and send it to client. And then you can ask, the last line you can see that please review and let us discuss on the same in our status call tomorrow. You can see this is the correct email format you should write and convey or communicate with a client. You must not use the mistake example here I have shown in this video, right? So I'll come up with some few more examples in upcoming videos. I'll show you some more details how you can improve the effective communication. So keep watching my videos, keep subscribe my channel, and like and share with the people so that it will help other people to learn something from this and grow in their career. Thank you very much, guys. Bye. Take care.